Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. Well, we've got a new knife from Petrified Fish. This is the Viper. Now, the Viper is kind of their interpretation of that Shaolin cutter style design, which I have really kind of enjoyed. I love that leaf style blade shape. But what does Petrified Fish give us in their versions? Well, obviously, here you've got black G10 going on this one. We've got that little pop of bronze around the pivot collar, which I like. Of course, you got the Petrified Fish pivot. You have a reversible wire clip, which is very nice. You've got their crossbar lock, and you've got a very, very nicely contoured body. Everything chamfered off very nicely. You do have a lanyard post right there. So I think we might be making quite a few people happy. Now, there is only, well, obviously you can use the crossbar lock for opening and closing as well. But the hole is pretty much your only deployment method. So I don't know if that would be good for everybody. It is good for me. I can actually reverse flick this one very easily because it's got a lower you've got a lower, well, the hole extends lower on the blade or higher, further down, however you want to look at it. And yes, I can actually reverse flick this one very well. You can actually thumb flick it pretty well too. But overall, the fit and finish on this thing is fantastic. Blade is centered, and I know I saved this for later, but dang, this knife is super comfortable in hand. But as I said, fit and finish, you've got mostly open construction. Like I said, you do have the small piece of G10 on the back spacer with that lanyard post on it. But the contour of this one is really, really nice and makes it super, super comfortable in hand. Now, like I said, crossbar lock action on it, super smooth. I can reverse flick it fairly nicely. Those of you that need a little bit more practice on the reverse flick, I get it. It's taken me a long time, and I still can't do it on a lot of knives. But this one, not an issue. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, there you go. You've got that sort of Shaolin cutter style blade. It's not quite a curved handle. It's actually more of an angled handle with the angle of that blade. You do have some jimping going on this top portion, which does keep my thumb pretty well, but a nice big belly on this blade, and I really, really like this design. Absolutely 100%. K110 on the blade steel, of course. This one has it's black PVD. It's got a bit of a stonewash going to it. There are other versions that just have a stonewashed blade on them, and I'll leave links down. You guys can go ahead and check them out whenever you would like. But let's see here. Overall, it's a good size knife. We're looking at just about 8¼ inches. So definitely a nice size knife. About 4 3/4 on the handle and coming in at right about 3.5 on the blade. Cutting edge is going to be closer to 3¼ but you've got that nice belly which kind of extends your cutting edge. And then your grip length coming in at right about 4 inches. So I have a decent amount left over. Does feel good. Wow. I get to that. I won't get ahead of myself. So we'll get you some size comparisons out here. Of course, we'll get the bug out. At a little over 8 inches, it's going to be a lot larger than the bug out, as you can see right there. It's going to be more PM2-ish. Is that a word? PM2-ish? I think so. And it actually has got the PM2 by just a little bit. Blades are pretty close. But handle-wise, we're looking that, the Viper's got it by just a little bit. Maybe 1/8 of an inch or so. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. But it does. Get a quick weight on it. Overall, what's our weight? 4.1 ounces. Got a little bit of weight to it. I mean, it is a little bit larger knife. 119 grams. And we'll get the pocket out here. Pretty well hidden away. You got a little bit of peekaboo going on. Not a whole lot. Just a tiny bit. Nice in the pocket. You've got a decent grip coming out. Clip's pretty stout. Stout enough to do the job for sure. Okay. So my overall thoughts, like I said, we've seen some other Shieldon cutter style knives out there. Obviously, this is Petrified Fish's take on it, and I think they did a really, really good job overall. Like I said, fit and finish is absolutely fantastic. Everything is chamfered off very, very well. The contour is awesome. That makes it very, very comfortable in hand. Action is pretty decent. You know, I know there's some definite crossbar hate out there. Sure, okay. I am not in that category. I have no issues with the crossbar lock whatsoever. Action is pretty good. A little stiff. Might need a little bit more oil to juice up. Oh, we got some bounce back there. That's better. Might need a little bit of juice, loosen it up a little bit. Obviously, you can always adjust the pivot if you would like. As it sits right now, no wiggle, no wobble, no lock rock, nothing like that. No, good and solid. And, oh, just overall, a really well-built knife. This is what, this thing is so comfortable in hand. The wire clip, I've had some issues with some wire clips, and that always just goes into handle design and the way my hand is and size and all that good stuff. This is not the case with this knife. I hardly even know that clip is there. I do a little bit. No issues whatsoever. This thing is just super, super comfortable in hand. Wow. Feels very good. That belly on that blade. Now, it does pretty good on 6 and 9 thread. 21 thread, it actually did pretty well on. Most of the time, that 21 thread, it takes a little bit longer blade just to get all the way through it. But this one, with that belly, actually didn't do too bad at all, which is very, very nice. If I can get a shorter blade to go through 21 thread, whether it's sharpness or a bigger belly like this, that's always a plus for me, because that means I'm going to carry it that much more when I'm working and that type of thing. But man, ergos, as you guys know, ergos is a big thing with me. That is probably my number one, and I would think it should be for a lot of people, because obviously if it's not comfortable for you, you're not going to use it, you're not going to carry it, that type of thing. And this one, oh man, absolutely. Even though it is, you know, it's a little bit bigger for me. I like that when knives, you know, like really are, you know, when my hand is 3.5, when the knife is 3.5, that's obviously perfect. Yeah, I'll live with that little bit extra just because of the comfort and how very, very nicely this knife fits in my hand. You know, I've had a couple of flat knives here recently that, you know, does it bother me when a knife, you know, doesn't have the contoured handle? If it's still comfortable, no. No, that doesn't bother. I've had a couple of flat knives here recently that just kind of, they weren't bad, but it just definitely wasn't as comfortable. And wow, the Viper, yeah, definitely digging it. And price point again, guys, Petrified Fish coming in. This one's like just over $50. They have always done well with not only their manufacturing, but their price points. Yeah, it's K110 steel. It's supposedly a slightly little bit better version of D2, right? Still, this comes in at a very good price point, in my opinion, whether it's fancy D2 or not. The comfort, the style, the overall build of this knife is done very, very well. And Petrified Fish did a good job on it. So, give me your thoughts. What do you think? Share it down. Do you like this kind of Shieldon cutter style knife? I do. I enjoy it. I think what I really enjoy most about it, aside from the ergonomics and all that stuff, is the belly on the blade, because that really kind of extends out your cutting edge. You can get a little bit more cutting edge in a little bit shorter blade. So, always like that. So, like I said, give me your thoughts down in the comments, guys. Love to hear for you. There'll be links down there. Feel free to go check them out and see the different styles, versions that are available. As always, thank you guys so very much for stopping by and checking it out with me. The Petrified Fish, it's actually the PFP13. That is the model number. The Viper from Petrified Fish. Thanks so much, guys. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Till next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.